Well, good morning. It's 6:45 on this Monday morning. I'm Nick Wilson.
And I'm Ethan Foreman.
And what's the latest out there?
Yeah, we got a pretty sunrise this morning as we look at our traffic cam. This is Highway 20 and Sunnybrook Drive off of Exit 2 on Highway 20. Looking pretty nice this morning as we see those mostly clear skies. And we'll see the clearing for a few hours before clouds start to increase. Already seeing those clouds increase in Yankton where it's still 41 degrees, 34 right now in Wayne and Cherokee, where we had that clearing, 33. The cool spots in Sioux City and West Point, Nebraska. Those highs today climbing into the upper 50s and low 60s for central areas. East of I-29, it's going to be more in the mid-50s, and to the west could be approaching the mid-60s this afternoon. And I'll have more details on how long this lasts in your full forecast.
Thanks, Ethan. Well, Iowa 2nd District Representative Ashley Hinson is co-sponsoring a bill she says will help ensure equal access to education for students from family farms and small businesses. Now, alongside the rollout of the new FAFSA application, the federal formula for calculating student aid has changed. Now, non-liquid assets like farmland and equipment are factored in. Hinson says the bill she's co-sponsoring would restore the decades-long standard, exempting those items from a family's net worth on the FAFSA.
You shouldn't be forced to sell your family's farmland so you can go to college. And so that's what we have a piece of legislation that provides a fix for that. And I think ultimately, again, this is a bipartisan issue. It was a kind of, I would say, unintentional mistake probably, but we're looking to fix it so that our farm families are not hurt by this policy.
Iowa Senator Joni Ernst introduced a similar bill last year, but it wasn't put up to a vote. Now, this year's legislation is receiving support from higher education institutions across Iowa. Elsewhere, a car repair shop in Lamar's provided Sleep in Heavenly Peace with a place to build beds for kids in need over the weekend. The Lamar's hub of the organization held a mega build event at Total Motors on Saturday. Volunteers showed up to 3 different sessions. Originally, the goal was to build 160 beds, but as more and more volunteers showed up, it rose to 200.
Volunteerism is something that just makes you feel good. You go home at night, lay down in bed, and realize you helped a kid out. Got them off the floor, got them off the couch. They can have a good night's sleep so they can be more productive in school tomorrow, or in sports maybe the next week, something. So it makes you feel real good to go ahead and help kids out.
The beds built on Saturday will go into storage for now, and they'll be distributed to kids in need as applications are received. Meanwhile, the nicer weather saw plenty of people turning out for the first annual Chunky Dunk Polar Plunge in Jackson, Nebraska. The weekend event featured both solo and team competitors. There was also a contest for best dressed and who could stay in the water the longest. It was all to raise funds for Contact Front, an organization that helps combat veterans who are struggling with the transition from military to civilian life.
It's just a brotherhood of guys who are struggling to find their purpose after the uniform. It's focused on combat vets, and and we've got a couple guys who just wanted to do something hard. We call it trauma bonding, and so we decided to get together and do this and then invite the community as well. And so we've been blessed for the turnout for the first annual Chunky Dunk Polar Plunge.
Right now, the plan is to make this Polar Plunge an annual event. All right, now it's time we meet today's Stray of the Day. Every day we share a pet picked up by Sioux City Animal Adoption and Rescue who's waiting to go home, or in this case, 2 of them.
That's right, these are Pearl and Darcy. They're both 2 to 3-year-old female Pomeranians that each weigh about 10 pounds. They were found on the 5900 block of Gordon Drive. The rescue says both dogs are super sweet and full of energy. Pearl and Darcy are both available for adoption now.
And if you've lost your pet, you're looking to adopt, or you'd like to sponsor a pet for adoption, then you can visit the rescue's website. Go to SiouxCityAnimalRescue.com. And Pearl and Darcy both look like such nice dogs, too.
They sure do. I grew up with a Pomeranian when I was really young. I love Pomeranians, such a good breed of dog, and it looks like they were found right outside the studio.
Yeah, and glad they made it to the rescue safely, and hope if they get a chance to be outside today, hopefully they enjoy this weather.
Yeah, not only people, but also pets should be enjoying this nice weather over the next few days as we see that sunshine return later this week. But today, right now, seeing a bit more cloud cover as you see on satellite and radar. We're seeing a little bit of breaks right now. This is our best chance of sunshine today is during the next couple of hours, but those clouds already starting to increase for areas like Sioux Falls and Yankton. And you'll see that those clouds increase from northwest to southeast throughout the morning as we see that batch of rain trying to approach us as well. You'll see most of that looks like it's going to fall apart, but best chances of that rain is going to be generally north of Highway 20. And then as we head into tonight, clearing skies take place, but there is a chance of some fog developing with these clear skies, so we'll watch that carefully into Tuesday morning, and your morning commute could be affected by a few slick spots as temperatures drop below freezing from any melting that occurs, refreezing, or any fog leading to freezing fog. We'll start the day with some sunshine Tuesday, but clouds increase late as we see that next chance of rain. You could see most of the heavier rain is going to stay south toward I-80, but we could see a little bit more widespread rain here on Tuesday as well. Clearing skies take place Tuesday night into Wednesday morning briefly as this cold front moves through, but then more clouds filter in on Wednesday. Precip amounts, nothing super impressive, staying under 1/10 of an inch for both systems for most areas. Cloudier, still warm today with those sprinkles and high of 60, dropping down to 29 tonight, clearing with above average lows and some sprinkles. Another warm day on Tuesday, 61 for that high. Could get close to 70 if you live toward Neely. We'll see those temperatures warm up again with fire danger risk by Friday. Another chance of rain as we cool down, and could change to snow Tuesday night into Wednesday, March 4th into 5th.
Now we turn to sports, where the start of another work week means it's time to check out the best of the best from the past week in Siouxland sports. Alyssa Tatch has our latest highlight reel right here in your morning sports wrap.
Good morning, Siouxland. It's Monday, so it's time to look at our Sports Zone top 5 plays of the week. A lot of great action in regular season play, but a lot of great stuff from championship matches. Let's see who made the final cut.
We can't get to number 1 without starting at number 5, and in our 5th spot we head to the lanes. Lamar's bowling at state qualifiers. Sebastian McGregor delivers his 12th strike of the game, putting up a perfect 300 in his first game of state qualification, and marks the first 300 game in Lamar's bowling history. At number 4, we'll head over to Nebraska for the high school boys wrestling team championships. Battle Creek leading by 1 over Minden, but look at this help from fellow Northeast Nebraska wrestler Brendan Bowling. The Pierce Blue Jay gets the takedown to land a title for himself and a team title for Battle Creek. For number 3, we'll head over to the Hardwood for a Sioux City GPAC matchup between Briarcliff and Morningside. Just 7 seconds left in the game, Mustangs lead 76-74. Chargers' Mally McNair drives to the basket, but it's blocked by Lily Vollerson. The Mustangs take the win to end the regular season, upsetting 5th-ranked Briarcliff and blocking the Chargers' win streak at 8. At number 2, we'll head back over to Nebraska, this time for the girls' state wrestling meet. In Class A in the 105 bracket, South Sioux City's Madeline Bonet goes for the back-to-back title and an undefeated season. The Cardinal makes quick work getting the pin in just over a minute to claim her 2nd state title and goes back-to-back on her birthday. Finally, at number 1, we have 2 plays from the Iowa State Wrestling Tournament in Des Moines. Sergeant Bluff-Falutin has 2 Warriors in title contention. Bo Kudum kicks it off at 165, the senior Warrior getting 3 with this takedown in the 3rd, racking up 16 points to his opponent's 1, and Kudum celebrates his state title, warming up the mat for his teammate Xavion Ellington in 175. Down to the final 2 minutes, Ellington leads 4-1. The Warrior gets another takedown to make it a 6-point advantage, and Ellington goes on to become the 2A 175-pound state champ with a 7-2 decision. And that's a look at our Sports Zone top 5 plays of the week.
And that'll be all for sports. Have a great day, Siouxland.
Now let's take a look at this morning's top stories, what you need to know before you go. Last week's cold snap is finally in the rearview mirror, but some organizations still feel the impact, including blood banks. LifeServe Blood Center provides blood to hospitals and trauma centers in all 3 Siouxland estates. They say last week's extreme cold forced them to cancel blood drives and temporarily close donation centers. That means they received 900 fewer donations than expected. Now they're hoping this week more people will be able to donate.
I think people forget the impact on weather to the community blood supply. When it snows, when it's frigidly cold out, people don't want to go outside. They're not going in to donate, and we still need blood donations every day for patient need that never stops.
Right now, blood types O negative and AB negative are listed as critically low. To learn more about how to give blood, you can go online to lifeservebloodcenter.org. Elsewhere, the Sioux City Arts Center is welcoming the public to a new exhibit featuring artwork by local students. Youth Art Month is coming up in March, and the Arts Center's 36th annual Youth Art Month exhibit is already on display. It includes 59 pieces of art, all created by high school students from across Siouxland. Officials say they hope the display encourages more people to get creative.
Student artists don't always receive a lot of opportunities to showcase their work, but as Youth Art Month is the focus of art education, we just want to also show the community how important it is to have these programs within our education system.
If you'd like to check out the exhibit for yourself, it'll be on display until April 19th. Meanwhile, the future of South Dakota's new state men's prison, expected to be built in rural Lincoln County, is currently up in the air. On Friday, the South Dakota House voted 35-34 to not pass House Bill 1025, which would have set aside $148 million for the prison's construction. Now, one state representative who was excused from Friday's vote says he plans to vote in support of the prison when the issue comes under reconsideration today, but that would still result in a tie unless someone else changes sides. And finally, the South Dakota Senate passed a bill that would decrease funding to the State Tobacco Prevention and Reduction Trust Fund. Money from that trust fund pays for programs aimed at encouraging people to quit using tobacco or never start. Supporters of the bill say the state needs to save money where it can, thanks to the tight budget. However, opponents worry a cutback would lead to more smoking and vaping among South Dakotans.
Leaving the law the way that it is going to be best for South Dakota because it's a comprehensive control program that has already proven to decrease smoking rates.
I think we've successfully seen a drop in the usage of these products. So I think that at this point in time, we can successfully draw back some of that we're spending on this.
The bill is now making its way through the South Dakota House. Well, one last check on that forecast. Certainly not a bad day for today.
No, this whole week is pretty nice as long as you don't mind some cloud cover this week, especially to begin the week as we see cloudier conditions today, still warm and some sprinkles with a high of 60, dropping down to a low of 29 tonight as we see clearing skies above average lows will be likely for not only tonight but all of this week as we see a few more rain chances Tuesday afternoon and evening. That's our most widespread chance of rain for the next 7 to 9 days. We do see plenty of sunshine to end the week, but fire danger risk will be a possibility, especially on Friday. We do see another warm up for next Monday before we cool down again by the middle part of next week as we start March.
Yeah, some nice conditions overall, some rain chances that we'll keep tracking.
Absolutely.
Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day.